Hey there, everybody. Welcome to our Fargo Season 5, Episode 9 preview. This episode is titled The Useless Hand. Kind of an ominous title.
Yeah, it really is.
This is the penultimate episode of the season, and if you've seen the promo already, it's going down, guys.
Oh my goodness. Thank goodness we have the promo because that synopsis, the tide turns. Man, they gave away nothing.
Listen, guys. Whoever wrote that, maybe they were writing it over the holidays and they were just like, I want to do as little work as possible. I'm just going to put these 3 words. But you know what? This looks like it's going to be a really crazy episode. Whatever happens here, it's going to bring us directly into that finale. As you guys all know, this is an anthology show. There's never been a season of Fargo that has continued directly into the next one. So there is going to be closure. The question is, what will that closure be?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know at this point. There's so many hands in the pies here at this point. We know that Dot is in trouble. It feels like from this promo, there's a lot of people that are on their way to save her. But who's it going to be?
Yeah, we're going to break down that promo, but before we go further into that, be sure to hit that subscribe button. We have so many murder mysteries coming up here at the channel. In addition to Fargo, which we are finishing up here, we have Criminal Record coming to Apple TV Plus, Death and Other Details on the way over at Hulu, The Woman in the Wall, which is coming to Showtime in the near future, which we are very excited for. Also, the 4th season of True Detective, very much anticipated. And then finally, Monsieur Spade over on AMC. It's a very busy month, guys.
Also, if you want some Fargo live streams where you can talk to us all about Fargo, we'll have a link for you to our Patreon down below in the description.
Okay, let's just start by giving a shout out here to the tank that shows up in the promo. This is literally Chekhov's tank, everybody. The moment that we heard about this on that big Roy versus Roy debate on this past episode, I think we were all like, okay, you can't say that there is a tank without showing us the tank. And in rolls the freaking tank.
Yeah, I mean, there's a battle coming, and we all know, I think in our hearts how it's going to end. At least this is how I'm hoping it's going to end, which is with the destruction of Roy.
Yeah.
And, we saw him in the promo, mobilizing his supporters to be like, everybody, all my other supporters kind of taken off from me. Nobody's supporting me in government anymore. So it's me and you guys. So if you guys want to show up here, you guys can help me. It's us against them kind of thing. So we've got that started off where I'm just like, oh no, this is going to go quite badly for somebody, hopefully Roy.
Okay, so here's the good news based on what we're seeing in here is that Dot is okay. I mean, not okay in the sense of she's not guaranteed to make it through the show, but she's not in her prison anymore. She is outside. It seems like there might be some communication happening around her. Listen, she was in such a terrible state at the end of this past episode. We need to see some sort of glimmer of hope here, and that is what the preview has provided us. So FX, thank you for that.
It's also providing me some worry because before we saw her at the end of the preview outside, we saw her in Roy's bedroom. And she's holding a gun. She's hitting someone who looks like Karen. I mean, it's somebody with long brown hair, and that's sort of the only person that we've seen. We only saw them from the back. I'm assuming that it's probably her. I mean, maybe it's one of Roy's other goons. It's hard to tell. I watched that over and over and over again to try to figure out who it was because they were kind of wearing a hunting jacket, but then when they flew, their hair was really long. So I'll say that it's probably Karen, but because we saw Dot in that room, I was kind of like, uh-oh, has Roy moved her from the cabin to his room? Why is she in that bedroom?
That's the part of this that's tricky because I understand why she would be outside because the whole goal of this is to try to get away from this place, not maneuver around to different spots within the house. Maybe there's something that she needs there. I don't know exactly what it would be.
I hope you're right because my feeling is I'm going really dark here. We've seen a lot of dark stuff with this show already. If she's in his bedroom, I mean, oh no.
Yeah, it's really dark. I am hoping though that your idea that it is Karen that's being hit is right because I think Noah Hawley, what he must be going for at this point is, okay, you've had a couple of really sad, really devastating episodes for Dot. Let's give
Mhm.
her a little bit of a victory. And I'm not just sitting here saying, oh, everybody should beat each other up and that's a victory. But it's like Karen's already been really awful to Dot.
Yeah, Karen slapped her. So, I mean, it seems like what goes around comes around at this point. If it's Karen, I don't, who do you guys think it is that's in the bedroom getting hit with that gun? I can't think of anybody else that's got long hair on the show.
Yeah, and I think ultimately the other question now is who is actually going to be able to save Dot? Is Dot just going to be
Mhm.
able to just save herself, run out of there? If everybody is distracted with the tank and everything going on, she's got a little bit of a chance.
Yeah, here's the thing. Okay, so in the last video, which was our review, we talked a little bit about the idea of Gator being the person that maybe does the right thing and that he helps Dot. But we also said in that video that we saw him driving and Munch in the back seat.
Yeah,
So nothing good was going to happen to him, but that doesn't mean that he wasn't going to be able to get back there in time to do the right thing. We don't know. All we know is that in that preview,
yeah.
Munch is on top of him. He's got a knife on him. Nothing good is happening. So here's my tinfoil hat theory
All
on
right.
all of this. We've said in other videos that we thought that maybe Gator's going to be the one to save Dot. But now that we've seen the preview, where Munch is on top of him with a knife, like things are not looking very good for Gator right now. And we don't know where he is or what's going on. Because the last time we saw him, he was in the car with Gator driving. So we don't know where they are. Is it possible that instead of it being Gator's going to save Dot, that it's going to be Dot that maybe saves Gator? Because we've seen her in the past through the puppet show giving compassion to Gator when they were both young children and they were going through what they were going through together. Does she still have that compassion for him? It feels like she does. We've seen a little bit of that in some of their exchanges. So is it possible that not redemption for Gator, but to put him on a different path of doing the right thing, that maybe her compassion to help him get out of whatever is happening with Munch is going to be the thing that helps put him on a different path to be like, okay, she wasn't my mother, or
Mhm.
yeah, she was technically a stepmother, but she was a child. So, I mean, she really wasn't able to give him that, but that there is another way. It's not just Roy's way. There can be another way. And it can be through compassion to be like, no matter what you've done, you've come to my house, it got set on fire, like all, you
Yeah.
tried to kidnap my husband, but I'm still here to help you. That might be the thing that switches the light bulb on in Gator's mind to be like, there's another way.
I think it's possible. I think they're setting something up for Gator. Like this is the thing. I do not think Gator is going to die in this episode. If they were gonna kill Gator, they would have just had it happen.
Mhm.
Munch's already seemingly hasn't. Like there's no reason for Munch, who has been around literally for hundreds of years, according to the show, to suddenly be like, I'm just gonna sit around and toy around with potentially killing you. He's just going to do it. So
Yeah.
there is a larger purpose that is going on here with Gator. I don't think Gator is going to kill Munch either, but I think we're building towards something when it comes to Gator, Dot, and Roy, and they are sort of the central figures of this story. Like my biggest sentiment entering this episode is that we just lost somebody. Like
Mhm.
we've already seen Danish taken out of the equation.
Yeah.
So with this being what they have set it up to be, which is just like absolute insanity,
Mhm.
we're gonna lose somebody else. Like somebody else is going to die in this episode. I think the question then is, okay, who is it going to be? I have two names.
Okay.
I have number one, and I hate saying this. I hate it with every fabric of my being. Wit.
Oh
No, I don't want to
Oh,
lose
I don't
Wit,
like
but no,
this.
he's one of the best people in this show. Like he's a really good guy. He's helped Dot so much, but this is not necessarily a show where good people win all the time, and I don't think they're going to kill off Dot. So I think there's going to be something else that happens. On the flip side of this, you could make the case that it's Karen who ends up dying, and then as a result
Mhm.
of that, that is sort of like the additional final straw that pushes Roy to yet another level, if there is another level that things can really get to here.
Man, I really hope it's not Wit. I mean, he's really been trying to like give back to Dot in some kind of way after she helped save his life. And at every turn that he's been like, can I help you? Can I help you here? I can get people here in 10 minutes. You don't have to go
Yeah,
with them. Let me help. She's always just been denying that anything is wrong. She doesn't need any help. Everything is great. And he seems to really feel like he just wants to help her in some kind of way because she did this for him.
I really think that she's going to try everything to help him. He's going to try everything to help her. There's just so many forces at play right now because I think we have to assume you already mentioned Roy putting out his own like call to action. We
Mm-hmm.
know about Roy's father-in-law and the connections
Yep.
that are there. On
Yep.
the flip side, Lorraine is in this promo a lot.
Yes,
And
she is.
we know Lorraine has a lot of money, and that is
Mm-hmm.
something that she can use in order to aid her in this cause. And we already know because of Wit and then Indira that like Lorraine has a little bit of information. She doesn't know about Danish, but she's gonna know where Dot is. She can do something. It's just the question here though is that even if you have a lot of money, you can't just like stand up atop a podium and be like, I have a lot of money. Who wants to get their gear and head over to this field and engage in this showdown? Like this is not the business that she's in.
It's not, but I mean, money can open a lot of doors. And it was really interesting to see in this promo that she does seem to be Team Dot more than she
Mhm.
ever has been. And it seems like ever since Indira gave her that file folder that she has changed how she sees Dot, how she feels about Dot. And also, of course, there's, the back and forth with Lorraine and Roy that she just doesn't like Roy, or Roy's going to come into her house and try to tell her what to do.
Mhm.
No, as her big painting says behind her. No. So I think she's got something personal in it with Dot. Obviously, this is her son's wife, the mother to her grandchild, but at the same time, she just is like, and also the cherry on the top, I'm done with Roy. And Roy is not going to come into my house and try to, kick me around and hustle me. It's not going to happen.
This is the last thing that I want. And it's not even in the promo. It's just, I even hinted at this in the last video. Wayne needs to have a bigger role in this upcoming episode. I understand that Wayne is not going to become the Terminator, and that's fine. I don't need Wayne to be an action hero. He's, a soft spoken, nice man. But I need him to have some sort of larger role in what's going on here at the end of this season. I just want him to have a little bit more authority and to do whatever he can to help Dot. He doesn't have to be her savior. I'm not even saying she needs a savior, but I just want him involved.
Yeah, I mean, at the beginning of the season, I was really hoping that he would be more involved, that she would bring him in on what's going on, and together they would be
Mhm.
able to kind of do something about what's going on. But after he got electrocuted and his brain is a little, fizzled from that, it seems like it's so much harder for him to actually be more involved. Like, he's taking care of his daughter, but his daughter is also taking care of him. Like, he is not in good shape. And yeah, he's a very soft spoken
Yeah.
guy, so he wasn't going to come in that way anyways. But maybe the way that he helps Dot is by making sure that Scotty is okay and that, things are as normal as they can be when her mom is not around because she is very young.
I just feel like, and I've seen this a handful of times in comments over the last several videos, that like there's this criticism out there that's like, oh, does this season of Fargo have any good male characters who aren't just like jerks or terrible people? And yes, we have
Right.
Roy, but we have Wayne, we have Wit. Like
With
we have nice guys that are a part of this show, and you can be a nice guy and be proactive with the story without being, Jack Reacher or some sort of other like muscle head who's charging in there and beating people over the head. There are different ways you can help within this world.
It was a nice segue because we also cover Reacher here at the channel.
Reacher versus Roy Tillman. Who wins?
Reacher,
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's
he's
Reacher.
just gonna come punch him in the face.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, that's everything we got coming up here on Fargo season 5, episode 9. So be sure to hit that subscribe button because, like we said earlier, we have so many other murder mysteries coming in
Yep.
between Death and Other Details, Criminal Record,
Mhm.
Monsieur Spade, True Detective, The Woman in the Wall. There's so much to look forward to. Thank you to our patrons as well.
Thank you.
We appreciate that, and we'll see you here next time.